program teaches you how. And today I'm going to be talking about how hooking up with women is actually really, really easy. You understand? It's so easy, people. it's like I almost feel sad and kind of like, I'm like, damn, like these guys don't even realize how easy it is. How do you think I was able to make a book called How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day? Because it's that easy. It's ridiculous. Now, you know, I was talking on the last show that we did yesterday. I was talking about, I mentioned about getting past sex. And what I mean by getting past sex is that you have enough sex or so much sex, or it's easy for sex to happen when you're dealing with women that it's not even an issue. You understand? Like, so a lot of guys, sex is an issue because they're not getting it. It's hard for them to make it happen. They don't know how to hook up with girls. The only time they're having sex is if they're somewhat like, manipulating the chick or going on 5-6 dates, promising a girl commitment, all this other goofy shit. You understand? So what happens is that a lot of guys are not out there getting sex and hooking up with women. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys 3 reasons why.
What's up, guys? It's Dating Dynamic, back at it with another banger dynamic.
What up? So we're back at it. This time, we're gonna be making a duo response to Mr. LOCARIO. If you guys remember, 2 weeks ago, I made a response video to LOCARIO talking about dating is easier today. Now, I was looking at his channel. He actually made another video talking about hooking up is easier. He's taking it a step further. First, he said dating was easier, and now he's saying that hooking up is even easier today. And we have a few things to say about that.
Right. I mean, he's laid out his supporting opinions. Well, the points supporting his opinions, and we're going to respond to each point based on how we see that it's credible or not. So let's go.
So he made 3 points. The first point was hooking up is easier. He's saying that the guys who are not having success, they're not having success because they think hooking up with women should be hard, or they think it's hard. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, he's not completely wrong in that, right? There certainly are guys who make this a bigger deal than it is. Guys, at the end of the day, it's just simple human interaction when you boil it down. It's just like interacting with your homie. It's just like interacting with your family member. It's just another person. However, there is a lack of credence to that because a lot of guys think it's hard because it's actually hard for them,
Exactly.
What do you think on that?
Right. So he said that, it's your mindset. That's the problem. So if you believe that it's hard, then it's going to be hard for you. If you believe that women don't hook up on the first date, then they're not going to hook up with you. Well, yes, your mindset has something to do with it, but the actual reality supersedes the mindset, right? If when you go out with women, they have so many options that they're just trying to use you for food, mindset or not, it's gonna be hard for you to actually hook up on that first date, right?
Exactly.
If they got 3-4 guys texting them, telling them, hey, come over, well, that's gonna give her an incentive to not spend the whole night with you, and that's why you're not gonna bang her on the first date.
And limiting it to mindset alone is a bit disingenuous because he's failing to acknowledge all the other factors which surround those guys, which leads to those guys thinking why it's hard. So first of all, he doesn't acknowledge the reality, the physicality. Are those guys physically attractive or not? Who knows? And even if they are, he doesn't take into effect the location of these guys. Are these guys in an area where women are much more present? There are more women. For instance, he's in New York City where there's a higher concentration of people overall. Mm-hmm. So he has options, right? He's in a city of like 10 million people, right. Whereas there may be guys in a rural area who don't have that option. So when those guys don't have that option, then it's definitely going to be much harder for them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So he's basically talking about what they call inner game as opposed to external game. Inner game is you fix your mindset, then the game becomes easier. Well, it may, but again, there's so many other factors like you just mentioned where just because you think that women may hook up with you on the first night doesn't mean that they will. And you see so many guys who they'll tell you, oh, these women are sluts, man. These women are hoes. Are they having success because they think these women are hoes? No, because there are other factors. Did you want to add something to that?
I got one last thing to say about that. Guys, even with the proper mindset, there are still going to be limitations. One example that I love to say is this. I could be the best basketball player that I can possibly be and have the mindset of LeBron James, but I'm never going to be as good as LeBron James. Why? Because there are limitations. And you have to acknowledge those limitations.
That's a great example. The second reason he gave why guys were not having success hooking up with women was they give off boyfriend energy. Like they want to go on dates, they want to have small talk, they want to be nice. Like they're not out with it. They're not like, hey, I just want to smash you. They're basically playing the nice guy. What do you have to say about that?
You know what? On this point, I might have to agree with Mr. Locario. And here's why. A lot of guys approach dating as a marathon, right? You know, you want to stretch everything out. You want to take your time. But what guys don't understand is in this modern climate, the marathon will not be in your favor because there are just too many options, guys. So many choices that if you do not put the pedal to the metal, you will literally be left behind. So guys who are just trying to take it slow, trying to go one step at a time, they get left in the dust, they get forgotten. And I know that from experience, right? I've had times where I'm trying to take girls on multiple dates and it doesn't work out. And for instance, just last November, 1 week, right? I took a girl out twice in 2 weeks. Well, guess what? Nothing came from that. That very same week, I met up with a girl. You know, we went to grab some food the night before. The very next day, second time I met her, we smashed. Why? Because we were both very direct in what we wanted. We didn't waste time. We didn't mince words. So that's what you guys need to get from that.
Certainly. The only thing that I would kind of push back on that is for some guys, even if you don't give up that energy, even if you come out directly saying, hey, I just want to smash right now, or if you show her that you just want to get that, you may still not get it. Again, limiting factors. Even if you don't give the boyfriend energy and you give some player type of vibe, it may still not be enough. But I agree with him on the West though.
Yeah. So here's what I gotta say, right, about guys just coming out and saying it. Look, as with all thing in life, you gotta be
Mode one, right?
well, I gotta say, as with all thing in life, you gotta be diplomatic, right? You can't just come out here and say, listen, this is all I want you for, this is all I need. If you're not giving me that, I'm out. You're definitely not gonna get it. Even the best, I mean, you literally have to be the best of looking of guys. Like you gotta be the cream of the crop to even be able to get away with that kind of stuff. But most regular dudes, we gotta be diplomatic. So your intention should be known through your actions for sure. There can be no ambiguity about what you want. However, there has to be a way that you approach it. You can't just come out and say, hey, ma, I just want to smash, and that's it.
Absolutely. The third reason LOCARIO gave about why guys are not hooking up with women is because they're not sexually attractive. But here's the thing. What LOCARIO meant by sexually attractive was it's not their looks, it's their behavior. It's the way that they carry themselves. It's the way that they talk. They have no masculine frame. And it's not their looks, it's their clothes, it's their haircut. Come on, man.
Yeah.
In 2022, are we really gonna be that naive, man? Come on.
You know, I'm very disappointed with Mr. LOCARIO on that one. He could have taken it in a direction where it would have made sense and it would have been realistic, but he completely fumbled the ball on that one. So by neglecting to mention looks, he's really coming off as a grifter with that talking point, and here's why, right? When he says you're not sexually attractive solely because of your behavior, we all know that's a bunch of nonsense. Because yes, social behavior, while it does affect your attractiveness, guess what, guys? Your looks do matter. Your looks do matter, and you have to be able to understand how to maximize your looks. But at the same time, if you have guys out here telling you, hey guys, looks don't matter, it's all about your behavior, you're setting up a lot of guys for failure. And even normal looking guys, you're setting them up for failure because you're indirectly telling them to neglect a key component of their marketability, of their dating marketability, and that's very bad for any dating dynamics which they want to place themselves in.
Yeah, and even the PUAs today are telling you that looks don't matter. Like those guys used to say, "Oh, looks don't matter. It's your vibe."
You mean they're telling you looks matter today?
Right, they're telling you looks matter. That's what I meant. Even like back then, they used to be like, "No, it's your vibe, it's your mindset, it's your swag." Today, they're like, "No, your looks matter." So I don't even know why Locario keeps downplaying that part. I noticed with many of his videos, he's telling guys, "Look, anybody can get laid. You all can get laid." But at the same time, he's telling them that looks have nothing to do with it. It's their haircut. It's not just like the genetic aspect. No, it's the haircut. It's the shoes. It's the swag. Come on, man. Like, if you're gonna give advice to guys, you have to keep it real.
Exactly. And you know what? And here's what gets me, right? So I understand if you were to say, don't let your looks limit you. Sure. You can use your game to compensate if you're not all there in the looks category. I can get with him on that point. But for him to come out and flat out say looks have nothing to do with it at all, or looks are not a factor, that's just disingenuous. And we hope he revises that point.
Yeah, I really just wanted to do a follow-up on that because again, I made that first video about the dating was easier aspect, and now he's saying that you don't even have to date. You can just hook up with them from the get-go easily. Man, it's not that easy. We gotta give advice to guys. We gotta keep it real. Improve your looks as much as you can. I do agree when he said don't give off that boyfriend energy.
Yeah. That's
right?
The one point where he's definitely right about
he's
that.
He's definitely right on that, but he's definitely wrong on the looks aspect.
Exactly. And look, guys, here at Dating Dynamics, we want to approach dating from a global perspective. We don't want to approach dating dynamics just from our local perspective, wherever we may be, because that's not going to help all guys around the nation or around the world, right?
And in order to succeed in dating, you have to be a well-rounded guy. Like you gotta have everything going for you. So,
yep. Hey guys, it's Dating Dynamics, and we're out. Peace.